Good morning. It is Friday around 7 a.m. Yay, Friday finally made it, right? Anyway, I finished the blanket for my sister-in-law. It took me most of the night, but I finished it. And my Irish gentleman was working on some sizing issues on something he's coding, so he was working on that and I was working on my blanket, and we both finished at exactly the same time, which was pretty awesome. And then we sent each other pictures, and then we both said things like, oh, there's still things I have to tweak, like for on my side I have to tuck all of the ties in, all of the ends of the yarn in, so it's not noticeable, and he has to like fuss with a few bugs in his code still. But it was kind of awesome that we both finished at the same time and are both equally exhausted today. Yeah, and what else? While I was doing that, finishing my blanket, I watched 2 more documentaries because that's how life goes. I watched one on professional amateur porn stars, which was so depressing. I mean, I didn't really learn anything new. Like, they're all, oh, they treat us so terribly and we're objectified. I had no idea that would happen. And then, like, at the end when they're all getting out of it, they're like, I guess it's really easy to take advantage of a 18-year-old who wants money. And I'm like, really? Is it really that easy to take advantage of an 18-year-old? Oh my God. Like, I mean, it's so easy. That's why little sweeties should not be allowed to run around and do some of the things they do, because they think, I'm an adult now. I'm so grown up. I've finished high school. I know what I'm doing. Girl, you don't know shit. Let me tell you, as somebody who ran off and thought she knew what she was doing and was all bad and junk, your sweet little 18-year-old self has not experienced life, has not experienced how absolutely terrifying life can be sometimes, how people who you think care about you manipulate you and use you to their own advantage. Like, there's so much bad shit out there. There are so many people who want to take advantage of you and treat you like garbage and don't give a shit about who you are and will use you for their own ends. You're so sweet, you're so tiny, you're so inexperienced, you can't read the signs. Like, you can't see how easily replaceable you are. It's really tragic. Like, and these girls have a 3-month shelf life. 3 months. Like, I'm a totally sex positive person, and I am interested in the less than average side of the sexuality scale, and I have friends in the sex industry, and I'm proud of them, and I am in no way shaming or anything like that. I'm just saying, little baby girl, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, what you're allowing people to do, and how it will affect your life. And it was really heartbreaking, although not particularly informative. Like, but then I watch a lot of it's an area of interest of mine, so I watch a lot of sex worker documentaries. So, I mean, it's not like I learned anything new. I mean, the way that they are being taken advantage of definitely is different than the way that the cam girls are and the way that the prostitutes are, but they're still being taken advantage of. And in a way, it's kind of even more damaging because it's on record. Like, if you're a prostitute, you can kind of escape the life. Nobody really knows. Maybe somebody might pop up who knew you in your previous life. But it's not on a record. It was a highly illegal activity, so, like, nobody's going to have proof of it. They're not going to want to prove that they once paid you. I mean, there might be rumors, but they're not going to be confirmed for the most part. But for these professional amateur porn stars, like, within a month, on average, their whole family, their whole hometown knows. And there's, like, this poor little girl, and she's like, I'm so happy, I'm so confident, I can do whatever I want and make however much money I want. Yay, 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 I wanted to get out of my town, and I did. And you're like, oh, sweet pea. And she goes home to visit, and, like, everyone knows, and she's at a party. And they're not trying to be shitty, they're just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we looked up your, like, porn right now and watched it right now? We can totally do it right now. All you have to do is just type in this particular name, and that's her, and you can see her doing all sorts of things. And the girl's like, so visibly uncomfortable and like, ha ha ha, how about we don't watch me doing these things that oh my God, maybe I've made a terrible mistake. She was only in the industry for 4 months. But that's average, I guess. 1 to 3 months is an average girl. 3 to 6 months is an above average. And then like a year tops is an exceptional girl. A year. Like, oh, you poor thing. Anyway, after that, I was a little bit depressed. And making a baby blanket while depressed is not exactly the most fun thing on the planet. So I put on this adorable documentary about little old ladies who are stylish and fashionable in New York. And it was so cute. It's called like Advanced Style. I guess there's a blog. And then they made a documentary about it. And it's just so adorable. It's like the cutest little old ladies ever. And they're like all, I think the youngest is 60 and the oldest is 95. And they're just like super living it. They're like, I just dress how I want to dress. And I have a hat for every outfit. And I'm this type of a person. And this is just the way I live. And I have bright pink hair. And I'm 70. And you're like, that's awesome. I'm so happy. Look at these old empowered women, like totally 180 from the like young unempowered false consciousness girlies who are like being taken advantage of by men. Anyway, there is hope. Maybe by the time that those sweet things have grown a little bit and are like in their 60s, they can be like, fuck you and your male gaze. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want in life. That's the type of lady I want to be anyway. I mean, it's kind of the type of lady I already am. I don't know if, well, you can't really judge my style based on close-ups of my face, but I have a wacky sense of style. Anyone who's seen me in real life will confirm that Nicole girl, she's weird. So it was really awesome to see girls, elderly ladies, who have the same sort of wacky style being celebrated and like given kudos for it, and that was awesome. So I watched an heartbreaking, depressing documentary, and then like happy, uplifting documentary, and made a baby blanket, and talked to my Irish gentleman, and had actually a really fabulous talk with my son too. I think we had like an hour-long conversation, primarily about some video game he's enthralled with. Like, he told me, I love him, all the details in the world about some video game. Zerg. Does that mean anything to anyone? I'm so not hip. I'm so not with it. I don't know what the young kids these days are doing other than selling themselves online. And on that note, I'm going to go sell myself to my corporate entity. Peace.